This is the plaintiff, Menine Wade. She says she loaned her daughter, the defendant, money because her car needed fixing and for unpaid tickets that she hasn't paid back. The girl works as an exotic dancer and she knows she has cash and can't understand why she's forcing her to come to court today. She's suing for $950, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Sienna Vernay Ned. She says she and her mother never had a very good relationship, but you only have one mother, so she gave it a try. That was until her mother called Child Protection Services and lied to them about her parenting skills. The fact that she's dragged her into court today is the last straw, and this is unfortunately going to be the end of it for them as mother and daughter. She's accused of scamming her mom.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Menine Wade, you are suing your daughter, Sienna Vernay Ned, for $950 that you say she owes you and has not paid. Tell me what's going on.
Hello, Your Honor. My name is Menine Wade, and I love my daughter, Sienna Vernay. As of December, we have been estranged. And as of December 08, we came in contact with each other again. And we tried to bond, and a lot of issues came up, financial issues. And it appeared I needed her as well as she needed me, so we bonded and we came together. We cooked dinner together. She spent nights in my house and everything.
Did she have children?
My daughter I have 2 grandchildren.
And had you not, when you say that you were estranged, did you know the grandchildren before?
Oh, yes. I keep in touch with my grandchildren.
Okay.
I keep in touch with my grandchildren.
So at some point before this, you had a relationship with your daughter?
Prior, yes. In 06, I came up. There was an issue, and I stayed with her from August to January. I had a problem with her not really working. She was supposed to be working 2 jobs, and I was babysitting, and it didn't work like that. And she would come home, and she'd lay down for 2 days, and I just said, either you got to do better than this or something's going on.
Wait, what is it she was doing? She wasn't actually working?
She had me under the impression that she was working 2 jobs.
And then what happened to change that impression?
Because I would call her up. She wouldn't come home for 2 days, and I would call her up, and you could hear cartoons in the background, and she's telling me, oh, I'm sitting on the job. But I heard cartoons, and then when she come home, she go to bed and she sleep for 2 days. I said, well, I've been there, I done that, you must be on something. So in the process, she was lying to my grandchildren. I was with my grandchildren. My grandchildren were hurting. They were going through a divorce. Her and her husband were going through a divorce. There was a lot of screaming and hollering. It was a lot of problems. So we suggested that maybe my other sister in Virginia, because she had children the same age, would help you. She said she was going to take them, but she didn't. She came, she changed the locks on the doors, she put me out. I said, if you don't have them children with my sister, I'm going to call CPS.
Because you felt that she was dangerous to the children, you didn't want to leave her alone with the children.
She was not doing her job, and she was lying to everybody.
So you could then call Child Protective Services.
I walked to her house, I seen her truck was still there, I found out my grandchildren were still there, I called CPS.
What ended up happening with that?
It was unfounded.
Unfounded. All right, let me ask you a question, Ms. Wade. You're suing because of 2 loans that you say you made to your daughter. Is this before or after this, what you just described as having happened? What year did this?
All that happened before.
Okay, so you had, suffice it to say, you had a very strained relationship with your daughter. How about growing up? Did you guys get along when you were raising her? Or?
Here's what happened with my daughter. Along the line somewhere, she thinks she was born grown. I never lost custody of her. No, I was not a perfect parent. But
did your mother raise you?
No, my mother did not. Her mother raised me because she was in and out of prison.
No.
In and out of prison? For
yes.
What kind of charges?
For just, drug abuses and weapons charges. It's just, she was in and out of it for different reasons. So her mother took me, I was born with her in Virginia. And basically what happened is,
that's the truth.
What happened is, the story that I get is saying like, my mom put me on her best friend's doorstep and said, I don't want her. My grandmother told her to go get my child. My mother still went back and got me. And then still, till this day, it's just like tension between that because we lived with her for a while, and then when she started going through her rough times, she brought us back to New York to her mother, and her mother raised us. And she denies it like she never gave up her rights, but I don't have it today. But when my grandmother eventually passed away, I found the letter that when my mother signed us over to my grandmother. So my grandmother's the one that I've always lived with. Me and my mom at 16 got into a physical altercation, and my grandmother made her leave because I always lived with my grandmother. So she's just been in and out of my life, not really fully there.
Okay.
So
Tell me about the 2 loans that you made to her that you're suing for.
My daughter, we were together, and she told me that they were going to suspend her license. And we went down to the court. I told her, I says, I'll pay the money or I'll loan you the money, but that's it with that. I loaned her $260. I got it from the ATM, which I do have the bank statement at the courthouse, okay?
Right.
And I gave her $260 to keep her license in Suffolk County from being suspended.
Okay, now you do not deny that, right?
I do not deny that she
Okay,
did.
and that now, hold
About
on.
a week or so later, January the 14th, between the 12th or the 14th, her truck was impounded in New York City. According to her, she called me up, she said, oh, my car's an impound and this, that, and the other. I was a little upset with her because I had company from out of town. She was supposed to have been taking me to cash a check. She didn't show up. And then when I get in touch with her, she's helping somebody else in social services and she can't help me. And she know that
What do you mean she's helping somebody else in social services?
she's running around with people with their children, helping them take care of their business. She know I can't lift a bag for water. I'm getting ready to have surgery, and I will not be able to use, I'll be immobilized. I have to pay people to bring my groceries, to do things for me. She knows this, right? So she doesn't come to get me. And so then when I get on the train to come back home, she calls me up and she says, oh, they impounded my car. Oh, I'm having a fit. Well then, oh, so be it. Clink, I hang up the phone. After I got inside, and I'm with my girlfriend from Virginia who helped raise them, by the way. I raised them till I was 31 years old. When I became 31 years old, I began to use drugs and became incarcerated. Prior to that, I raised her. After that, when I had to go into incarceration.
How old was she when you were 31? You
11 or 12.
Okay.
11 or 12. She should have been 12 years old. That's when I signed over a custody paper because somebody had to have something because I was incarcerated for my mama to take care of them.
So now you get home and you think better of it, and what do? You call her up and you tell her I'm on my way with the money.
I call her up and I said, well, I still have the check because you never came and took me to cash the check. I will loan you the money. Well, how are you going to get the money back? All right? She says
How was she going to get the money back?
She said her ex-husband was going to give her a certain amount of money on Saturday. And
Was she working?
No, she receives a check for $820. I know because I cashed it.
So
And I have proof
how
of
is she
that.
going to pay you back the money this
Because
fast?
she gets a check for $800.
But she gets $800 for the month, and she's got 2 kids.
That's from one job.
2 kids or 3
I have
kids?
2 kids.
She doesn't take care
From
of her
a jo-
children. Her custody, her husband has them children.
No.
Her husband has a house. Her husband has the children.
Okay.
She does not even go pick them up every other weekend like she's supposed to.
Okay.
Okay?
So-
That's another issue we have because
So
I
now-
never gave away my children and she can't keep her own.
Well, I don't
That's
know
another
that you're
issue.
really in a position, to critique her mothering with what we've talked about here today.
Okay,
I
my
don't know that you
grandbabies
should be
is-
standing in judgment
My grandbabies
necessarily.
is 9 and 7. It breaks my heart.
Okay. All right, but when they're 12, it doesn't break your heart. All right. So now tell me, it's not funny.
No, I was on drugs then back then. That's not an excuse, but
okay,
it's the truth.
okay, is she on drugs?
Huh?
Is she on drugs?
I don't know. Ask her. Does she smoke marijuana? Yes, I know she smoked marijuana.
Now,
Does she drink liquor
Ms.
to the extent
Ms. Wade,
over the edge?
Ms. Wade,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wade,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me about that second loan then. So you
Okay,
go over there and you
so-
bring her the $800?
She comes and picks me up, and I go to the Comac Bank and get out $900. I got that. And then when we get there, I give her the $900. She's online at the place, and she gives me back $60
Okay.
out of that. So that's where them 2 loans. I spent a lot
Now,
of money.
according to you, the bill was $817, and then she loaned you she gave you $20 for gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I loaned what I loaned. I gave her what I gave. I spent $1,579
So
with
the
her.
question
but
is,
I'm not asking for that.
What you agree that you owe her the money for the parking tickets? It's this second amount of money that you say you don't owe her. Why?
That
I agree.
$840.
I agree. I owe her the money for the impound, the
That's
$817.
$840.
Okay. Which is it that you say was a gift? You
The
say one.
$250.
Okay.
Oh
that-
no, $260 for your. For
Okay,
Suffolk
don't
County?
talk to her directly.
For Suffolk County?
You say that the tickets was a gift and
No.
then the impound was a loan. All right, and you have paid.
And that I paid her $150 on the impound. And the only reason why we're here today is because I wouldn't sign a contract that says I can pay her $200 a month.
Which is $50 a week.
Okay,
And
and
she
the
makes
money
more
was
than that
loaned
dancing.
when?
The money was loaned to me.
The impound issue happened when?
The impound happened The impound happened January 15th
Of this year?
of this year.
Okay, and then she at the
Eventually-
night of the impound or the afternoon of the impound when you're giving her the money, do you have a discussion about how it's going to be paid back?
Initially...
Wait, I'm not asking you.
When she came, well, her car was impounded on a Thursday.
Okay,
she didn't come to
that
get
day
her.
before you give her the money, do you have a discussion
She
about
didn't-
how it's going to get paid back?
Oh, before she came
what
and
is the
got me.
discussion you have about how it's going to be
How's
paid
she
back?
gonna pay me back?
Right.
Her ex-husband is going to give her $200 Saturday, and her boyfriend is going to give her up to $300 that Friday. And so you bring me $400 that Saturday, and the rest you can make on a payment plan. And instead, that Sunday, she came to me with $150, 3 children, talking about, and they haven't had nothing to eat. So I told her, I said, well, then go in the kitchen and make them something to eat, because I ain't going to give you near a dime of this $150 back, because this is not what you said you were going to do. As a matter of fact, you're going to have to sign a statement. That Wednesday, I had a person draw up a statement. I haven't seen her since. I said, Cena, come by here. I need you to take me grocery shopping. I need you to come sign that statement. And you know what she said? Here is my butt to kiss. I haven't seen her since. And then she called me up, and that's what she said on the phone.
What did she say on the phone?
That's what she said on the phone. I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay you. I'll pay you when I get it. But $200 a month, I'm not going to sign nothing because $200 a month is too much money. I said, Cena, that's only $50 a week. You get more than that doing a lap dance.
Doing what?
A lap dance. I said, the only reason...
Wait, does she do lap dance?
She does, yes, my daughter does. And she does exotic dancing. She goes to clubs, you know.
Are you an exotic dancer? No. Were you ever an exotic dancer?
Yes.
19, 18.
And she got income tax. She worked as a correctional officer. She
Juvenile detention.
She got income
Juvenile
tax.
detention.
She got income tax. She can pay me if she wants to.
This is the
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin outside the Times Square Information Center. Do kids repeat the conduct of their parents when they become parents?
Yeah, they do. They learn off their parents. You know, as the parents are growing up, they watch the parents and see what they're doing.
Yeah, but do they say, I'm going to pick and choose and only do the things that I think are good?
They learn from example. They're going to grow up to do what they're taught growing up.
You buy that?
No, I disagree. Sometimes they could be learning what not to do.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So they're not going to just be carbon copies of their parents?
Exactly.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You know what? Sometimes you get only one mother in life, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Don't you know?
You know what I'm saying? Do you have a good relationship with the rest of the family?
I'm the one that keeps everybody in touch.
That's not true at all.
Okay, all right.
And I do have relationships with some of her sisters. I do have relationships
Obviously,
with
the one in Virginia, you have a good
I have-
relationship.
I do too.
Go ahead, what were you going to say?
Go there, baby. And you still don't want to
So,
say
you know, sometimes we just can't fix it. Sometimes there's nothing we can do, okay?
She lied.
Are you hearing me? Because I need to
I'm
know you hear
hearing
me,
you.
because at some point you're going to walk out in a second and we're never going to see each other again. And I need you to understand, okay, that sometimes we just can't fix it. Sometimes we just got to finish it and let it go and move on. And
Like, I mean, it's not even for her, it's for my grandmother that I try to keep a minute in this, because I don't want my grandmother to be on her grave, like, because we don't get along. But this is what I deal with. It's like there's no care, there's no concern, there's no nothing. And every time you turn around, you try to take an inch, you try to make better.
But here,
and
I'm
not getting this.
I know, but I have a suggestion for you. You can't have any financial tie with your mother.
It's not even, it doesn't have to be financial.
If you
The
do
last
this
issue
again
wasn't even
because of your
financial.
aunts or your grandmothers, if you
all
cannot.
dead.
Do you mind?
Okay.
You know, that's the problem. That's why no one can get along with you. Or at least she
get along
can't.
with
Well, I
everybody.
can't get along with you. You keep interrupting me. I'm in the middle of a sentence and you have to give your opinion constantly. Listen to me. If you ever take another stab at this, okay, for whatever reason you might, because of your unresolved angst and your soul, because of your children, because of your aunts, because of your siblings, because of your whoever, okay? If you ever do this again, please heed the following advice. Don't have anything to do with her financially. Okay? Just don't, because if you do, it's not going to end up good. She's not the kind of mother who's going to say, oh, gosh, she's struggling to make ends meet, I'll just let it go. She's not that kind of mother. Sometimes you just can't have the relationship you want with your mother. You just can't. And then what you got to do is just focus all your energy on your own kids. Now, as far as the loans, the only loan that you were able to prove is the one she admits to of $840, of which she paid back $150, leaving a balance due of $690. Verdict for the plaintiff in the amount of the $690 left unpaid.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, the judge has rendered a verdict here. Are you okay? All right. What's your feeling about mainly what the judge had to say to you there as she was making
right.
the decision?
She's absolutely right. It doesn't make any sense to keep trying and, you know, getting slapped in the face each time I try. It's not even just financially, even just physically. So I'm finished.
Is that really the way you want it to be with your one and only mom? Is that
finished.
really the way you want it to be?
I'm finished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finished.
And when you need money next time, if you do, what will you do? What would you do?
I don't have to call my mom. I have other people that I can help that help me. So I'm finished.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Head right down there. All right. Come on in here. You satisfied how this came out?
Well, in a way, of course I am. You know, I won my case. I didn't win all my money because she denied as much as she owed me. But my main purpose, the only thing I didn't get to state in there because I did a lot of talking, my main purpose was that's why I loaned it to her, to keep her from selling her body, selling drugs, or borrowing it from somebody that could hurt her.
You love your daughter?
I love her with all my heart, but I can't deal with her financially. That's it. Have a great day.
Harvey?
You know, if you live in a big city particularly, there are a lot of places that offer free counseling for families. And even if you're kind of stuck and you don't think that you need psychological counseling, just to use it as a sounding board can be a really good idea. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.